tuning in to speak with the organizers of the Betsy Obasake football tournament. We are trying to make connection. But before we do connect, all right, we're already here. Hello, good morning, Her Excellency. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Speaking with us now on Lagos Talks 91.3 is the Her Excellency, the wife of the governor of Edo State, in the person of Betsy Obasake, who is the organizer of the Betsy Obasake football tournament, which actually kicks off today in Benin City, and it is the third edition that we are talking about today. Good morning, Your Excellency. Good to have you on the show. Here with us, Ajegunle is in the building. So also is Femi Faraway as well.
Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning, Ajegunle, Femi, and Mr. Anazodo. Is that you?
Yes, very few people actually call my name correctly, so I'm going to applaud you for doing that. Well, good to have you on the show. It's the third edition of the Betsy Obasake football tournament. Kicks off today. Very interesting game to watch out for this evening, 5 o'clock at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. It's Edo Queens up against
Niger Rattles.
Yes, Niger Rattles.
Niger Rattles.
Yes, and we hopefully will be seeing the expertise of Onome AB for the Rattles team much later this evening. But let's talk about this initiative that you brought through. Why did you want to do this? I mean, the third edition, so it's been there for a while. But what led you this way?
Well, the main reason that I felt I deemed it important to embark on this was two main reasons. The first is you must all be aware. I don't know how old you are, but at least you must have heard about Bendel, the old Bendel state, and how it was the leader in sports in the country for many decades. And that was from the time of the late governor Ogbemudia, Samuel Ogbemudia, who built the renowned Ogbemudia Stadium, which my husband only just renovated and refurbished. And so, since the inception of this administration, with my husband coming on board, one of the things he thought up to do was to bring about a total renewal in the different sectors in the state, and one of which was to reenact the sporting culture and excellence that the state was known for decades ago. When we got on board here, Bendel Insurance, which used to be tops in the league in those days, was down and out and nowhere to be found in the ladder. So he sought out to bring about a renaissance in sports in the States. And we also had another big problem in the States, which you also must be aware of, the problem of human trafficking. Edo had the biggest burden of that pandemic, I'd call it, at the time that we came on board. And that was another problem he was determined to tackle. And in the last, say, 4 or 5 years of tackling the problem head on, he's succeeded in bringing Edo from number one, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world. Edo was known for, was a human trafficking destination. So the citizens were the largest in the number of persons trafficked around the world. So we are now below the first 10. So he's managed to bring Edo down from number 1 to below number 10, nationwide, not just worldwide. So I then thought the only contribution I thought about, preferring was to create a pathway, some legitimate and honorable pathway for the young girls in the States to build careers for themselves. Because we found that 60% of the people trafficked in the States were females, young girls. And so thinking about supporting the governor with his quest to renew the sporting, bring up the state as the number one sporting state in the country. And I thought perhaps if I attempted to do something in that area, in the sporting arena, that would benefit the girls, considering that, I mean, it's only very tough people and industrious people that really would attempt to embark on such a hazardous journey, going through the desert through Libya and all of those dangerous paths to seek better life. And so I thought, well, these girls must be really tough and resilient. And so if they were encouraged to engage in sporting activities like football, they would do well. So that was really what informed my decision to embark on this project.
All right. Is there any reason why? Is there any particular reason why you've chosen to do this strictly with football and not any other sports?
Well, I also noticed that women's football was something that was, coming up worldwide. It was it's a sport that a lot of international nations around the world are beginning to pay a lot of attention to and develop. And so I thought it would be easier to do that. You must know that football is an international game. It happens, in my mind, to be the most popular sport in the world. So I reckon it would be a lot easier for me to embark on that, and that I'd gain a lot more success if I took on women football as opposed to any other sport.
Your Excellency, this is Ajegunle. We know, I think, your husband's term is coming to an end. And what you're doing is very... Sorry?
I can barely hear you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. You can hear me now, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Good morning, Your Excellency. My name is Ajegunle. First, thank you very much for what you're doing. It's very considering the background. I mean, yeah, we know what used to happen in Bendel and Edo State, especially with human trafficking and all that. So this is a laudable initiative. But I think your husband, the governor's tenure is coming to an end. So basically, my question is, how will this initiative live on even after you guys have left office? Is there any plan, either working in cooperation with the incoming government, or how do you make it? How do you make sure that this tournament doesn't fade away after you've left office?
Yes, good question. Well, that's the reason why from inception I set it up as a 100% fully private sector funded.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the government, because we all know how things happen in Nigeria. One government leaves and the next government goes their own way, and there's hardly any continuity. You'd be lucky to have a successor who would continue in your path and strive to continue with the project that you left behind. So I knew that that's a possibility. So I set out from the beginning to set this whole thing up as a private and personal initiative and project. So the plan is for it to continue. I have a board of trustees of notable people in the country. Senator Daisy Danjuma is one, and they're all Edo people. John Momo of Channels is coming on board. I've got Asui Gudalo also on board. I've got Eric Idiahi on board. I've got the owner of Lapo, which is the biggest microfinance bank in the country, and we do a lot of things for women. So I've got it all properly set up professionally, and for the long haul. We do not get any support from government except for the stadium that we're using, and by virtue of the fact that we're still in government, one or two things that the government does for us here and there. Apart from that, it's 100% private sector supported.
All right, fantastic.
The whole idea is for this to continue for all time and even to outlive me.
Amen. Well, you live long, but
continue to make an impact.
Okay. Yeah, you live long, but yeah, I get what you mean. That's because you said it all, that one government to another, the next government just shifts all the capital and say, no, we're not interested in that. But the fact that you continue after, that's absolutely brilliant. All right, ma'am. Thank you very much.
All right. In continuation of this, it's on record that we're going to have 11 teams from the Women's Football League and the best 2 football teams from Edo State participating. Being that the idea is to, stop our young girls from being involved in trafficking, I was of the opinion that we'd have more teams from Edo State participating.
Well, the thing is, it's actually a pre-season tournament, and it's really meant for the teams in the top league. And then because we're also doing this more for the Edo young women, we bring in 2 teams from Edo State every year to expose them to professional football and to help them to hone their skills and build more capacity, and also to expose them to, because we usually have people come around to poach, to look out for good players and poach them and try to get them into their teams. And so we also do that for our girls. So, and we've had a few successes with that. So now it's not just for Edo girls. It's in a very short while. It's been seen as a national competition tournament, and one that benefits all of the young girls, female footballers, and aspirants in the country.
Okay, I'm sure you're excited that this particular tournament now is, accredited by the Football Federation and, of course, FIFA as well.
I am indeed, yes. Yes, indeed. And this happened after our very first outing, because we were very surprised to have that happen. It was a huge, pleasant surprise. But that's because we set out to do things professionally, and we try to attain world class standards in everything we do in Edo State generally with this government.
All right, before we let you go, is there prize money for this?
Total of, to put everything together, it's close to 50 million, but the winner would go with, I believe, 7 million naira. And then every team that participates gets a cash award. Every team, every one of the 13 teams. So putting all of that together and all of the prize monies for most valuable player, best football, best captain, and fair play, and all of those categories. When you put it all together, it's close to 50 million.
All right, thank you so much.
We try to increase the prize money every year. It
every
was 5
year.
million last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, absolutely fantastic. All right, I want to applaud your initiative. I want to thank you for talking to us here on Lagos Talks and
Sports Zone.
And on Sports Zone as well, to be specific. And maybe the 4th edition, we'd probably get invites to come to Benin to see firsthand what's going on. All right, thank you, Your Excellency.
Yes,
do have a great day. Yeah. Before I go, why is the game not on television?
It is on television.
It is.
I don't understand how. Yeah, we usually have live coverage for a period of 2 hours for the opening and the closing ceremonies by channels. Channels covers it for us.
Okay, how about the games itself? How about the football matches themselves?
Yeah, the matches, they're on TV. We're local TV here in Benin City.
Oh, okay.
All the stations, local NT, local channels, local AIT. and
ITV.
another local station called ITV.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
children, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
The opening and the closing matches that are shown on national TV.
Okay.
By channels.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us, and we wish you a good day and the very best
Thank you
in
so
today's
much.
opening ceremony.
Thanks, Anita. Thanks for having me. Thank you. Looking forward to having you guys participate one way or the other next year. Or
Yeah.
at least show up to
Okay.
watch you there.
Okay.
We'll be there.
All right.
Thank you.
Ciao. Wow. Very interesting. Nice initiative. And I'm happy that it's going to, go on after their tenure in office, because that's the norm, I mean, if in, let's say, let me pick my words carefully. In a society where things are generally more ordered and process-driven, it could be that whoever takes over as the governor, that the first lady takes up that initiative as well, but first lady, the new might even be for a different political party, just scrap it and all. So the fact that it's backed 100% by the private sector, although I mean, when Charles asked about television coverage and all that, it might not be easy to do that next year if they're not in government, but like, who bought the television station for Edo State? They don't show the
No. I disagree.
Yeah, because a few of the things she said, she already mentioned the partnership with channels.
Yes,
And
which
channels,
is really
channels is a private station.
Yeah, I know.
So there's some form of relationship, if you know the relationship between the owner of channels and Edo State. Number two, I also think that we keep asking the regular question. For me, the fact that we have a tournament going on, it's developing the women there. We're going to see Onome live and direct. We're going to see all the other superstars of the Women's League live and direct. All we need to do is challenge other governors or other governors' wives,
their spouses,
other individuals, not just governors' wives, now other individuals, top individuals. Look, somebody is doing something this good for 3 years. You can also
so that
do
money where you
something
keep
this
for
good.
Swiss accounts, bring and come.
Help develop the game, help improve the sports, help get the NFF on board, because we want to see more tournaments for our women. We're all pleased with what we saw with the Super Falcons this year.
Yes, definitely.
So we want to see more tournaments for them. That's, for me, whether she doesn't do it after next year, it's the fact that she has done it this far. It means she has taken the bold step.
But I think the most important thing for me, the most satisfying comment I heard on this show, even though I was one that asked the question, so I believe that was the most pertinent question asked, is
That was the most obvious question anybody.
Well, I asked it.
It's a question that anybody would
I
ask.
asked it.
I
asked
Okay,
it.
so you asked
Why
a
would I be
question now.
vexed?
You're
give you a
you're talking like a 6-year-old boy.
No, it's what you can say. It's a 4-year-old boy. I asked the question.
Oh, goodness me.
That's why I say it's lonely at the top. You see what I'm checking. See, ow. All right, can we? Thank you, Deb. God bless you.
People have problems.
Yeah, some people are sending messages that just don't make any kind of sense whatsoever. Talking about how. We'll read those just so I don't want to paraphrase. Just to know, so people know their mindset.
Yeah, we need to read.
Of people who are listening to the show.
Fair.
No, we have to, Femi. We have to. Just so people understand the kind of people that listen to the show sometimes. But in response,
so now you see why I used to select some questions.
I understand what you're doing when you read the messages, but there are some that you must read, not because of any particular reason, but just to let people who are listening to the show know that there's some
people that are
quite
right.
You know what I'm saying. But in response to some of the stories coming out of the Newshound, the new look Maracana Stadium in Ajegunle, it must be stated very clearly that this is as a result of people putting their money where their mouth is, and Ndidi of the Super Eagles is part and parcel of what is going on in Ajegunle. So also is Karim Adeyemi. These two players have put their money where their mouth is. They've also put up 2 residential buildings named after the duo. That's Ndidi, Wilfred Ndidi, and Karim Adeyemi as well. And what they also have is 24-hour water supply and a solar power backup as well. Treated water supply, satisfactory shower and changing rooms, 5 buildings each with 96 beds, planned for this upon completion. So when footballers do their utmost to give back, it must be stated and stated very clearly. So a lot of kudos to Wilfred Ndidi and, of course, Karim Adeyemi as well.
I just like, sorry, Femi, I'd just like to add this, that a lot of Ajegunle has a history of producing excellent footballers who are
Maracana itself.
Exactly. Who have played at the highest level. I'm talking Emmanuel Munike. I'm talking Jonathan Akpobori.
Yeah.
Jonathan used to drag me there back in the day. You are drink pepper soup. And I'm not advertised, but if you're looking for some of the best pepper soup in this Lagos state, Ajegunle is the place to go. And all that. So, and they remember their background, they remember their roots, and this is a fantastic initiative from Wilfred and Karim, and God bless them.
For me, the credit obviously has to go to a lot of people. The Yemi Idowu, because I actually saw the stadium. I went there when they launched it at the beginning, and it was great. There were different sizes, so 5 aside, 6 aside, 7 aside, full pitch. The idea is to ensure that young people go there to play football, and you find a ground to play. It's not something that you're searching, right? So, and the fact that these footballers played there growing up, and they're identifying with this and trying to ensure that young people coming through can also benefit from it. So you can tell your own story that I also played here while the other legends played on this ground, and it developed a lot of stars. So I think it's a good idea. We always say it here that private people do what you can do. It's still all of us that will benefit at the end of the day.
And Femi, talking about Yemi Idowu, he's one of the most understated gent. He's a proper gentleman. His father, Chief Nathaniel Idowu, was a major benefactor of sports in Nigeria. And Yemi has continued in that vein. Doesn't make noise, doesn't look for headlines in the press, but as he's one guy that puts his money unobtrusively, quietly, backing football, sports, but football in particular, especially especially youth sports, grassroots sports. So well done to him. It's a great story.
All right, Adams, who listens regularly, says, "Good morning, gentlemen. 2 young female referees from Lagos Football Referees Council are listed for the BETC competition, and they are already in Edo State."
Adams, that's the chairman of the referees.
Yes.
Chairman
of the referees council.
My man.
Sexual, Abi.
Yeah,
is this sexual?
Sure.
It says even me where they are Ajegunle no know waiting they sub for here. I will have to go to Tolu to see the Maracana Stadium. Good morning, guys.
Go.
It's artificial. At least the pitches I saw were all artificial. But I think the idea is the idea to get young people playing football.
All right. Good morning, Sports Zone crew. This is K Blitz from Amuwo. Good interview with the First Lady of Edo State. I hope this project stimulates the growth of female football in the country.
Amen.
It is a very laudable project. On the Africa Football League, watching Enyimba yesterday was a reality check on how far we have to go with our league football in this country. It was like watching men against boys. They were outmatched tactically, technically, and skillfully. Anyways, the $1 million they will get from participating should be thoroughly reinvested into the team by signing better and quality players. Have a blessed week, guys.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, 100%.
Man, Nigerian football has it's when you compare with what others are doing on the African continent that you know how low our football really has sunk. That's when you know. Watching Enyimba against Wydad Casablanca yesterday was heartbreaking. It was a heartbreaking.
I predicted better.
To be honest with you, my mind, I predicted with my heart instead of my head, really. Mm-hmm. That's why I predicted a draw. I never saw Enyimba winning that game, so I thought last, any who.
They should drag draw.
No, to think that Enyimba, which we refer to as one of the best, if not the best team in Nigerian football, and we're not confident enough to predict that Enyimba would win playing in Nigeria, speaks volume.
Funny enough, I had this conversation. I was asking Adams, because he used to play football and he's been involved in officiating for refereeing for a very long time. So I said, Adams, why? What's the malaise with African teams on the continent? And he said, quote unquote, that's mentality. He said that the mentality of the players is wrong. You spoke about they just don't have that belief.
No, but who gives? That's why there's a psychologist. A psychologist is supposed to work on the psyche
I don't think it's even about psychology. I think it's a compendium of
we're trying to. What we're doing is we're papering over the cracks.
No.
When we say it's their mentality, we're giving an excuse. Bottom line is, our players are not good enough. They're not good enough.
No.
It was on. Did you watch the game?
No, I did not.
Go and watch the game first. Exactly. Watch the game first. Don't judge our teams by virtue of what they do when Enyimba plays Sporting Lagos or Sporting play Remo, and you think, no. Watch them play against their counterparts from everywhere across the African continent. And Enyimba was a sorry team to watch yesterday.
They were thoroughly outclassed.
It was there for all to see.
1-0 flattered Enyimba.
It was there for all to see.
1-0 flattered them.
So it was a one-nil
do you know why I kind of thought that Enyimba would at least get a draw? Because they're going to be playing in Uyo, and you would have reason to express yourself adequately, but that did not work.
But funny enough, you know what? When you talk about playing, okay, we'll come back.
Come back with Jerry. All right, welcome back to the show, Sports Zone Live on Lagos Talks 91.3. Your message is coming through. Just to say this, no matter what you're going to say after I say this, I knew at the weekend that Chelsea was not going to lose to Arsenal.
Lie. You said, Mr. Lie, you lie.
Bottom line. Anyway, AY from England says the First Lady, they try you, but it's common knowledge these domestic projects are just a way to remain relevant and to chop from the cookie jar.
AY, I totally disagree with you. Well, whatever is his opinion, but I totally disagree.
No, do you have proof? Do you have a single proof? You don't make accusations. You don't just throw things without.
Well, you know what? Let's.
I don't really want to read the message.
No, why? Why you read this?
No, because number one, you're making an allegation. You don't have any proof.
You read it and then you point it out that it's baseless. As simple as it's not something to get your knickers in a twist, is it?
People are not doing anything.
Introduce our guest, Jerry. There.
One Damilare is around like that.
Damilare is here because he wanted to make a mockery out of me. He thought that Arsenal,
make a monkey out of you.
He thought that Arsenal was going to completely overrun Chelsea. That didn't happen. Let me tell you this, Damilare
was going to win.
You said you were convinced.
I was convinced. By the end of the day, Chelsea did not lose.
But
that's the bottom line.
Win.
That's the bottom line.
No, it's not the bottom line.
No matter how good you guys thought that Arsenal were or is, they still could not beat Chelsea.
But you predicted Chelsea to win.
And what the analysis that I hear from people, which I think is utterly ridiculous, is that Arsenal played their worst game.
They did.
Chelsea,
Yes, we did.
Can I finish?
2 seasons.
You're interrupting me.
No, I'm not interrupting because you're being ridiculous.
Let me finish.
What I say is ridiculous.
When people come up with that kind of analogy that Arsenal played their worst game, Chelsea, played their best and still couldn't win. Arsenal supposedly played what you refer to as the worst game because Chelsea brought them their A game.
And they still couldn't win.
Chelsea completely made Arsenal play the way they did.
But Chelsea's A game wasn't even good enough.
It's not about whether it was good enough.
It's a simple.
We're talking about a team that is supposedly the favorite to win the Premier League title this year against a team that everybody supposedly thinks will finish in the bottom half.
Damilare, please.
And Chelsea tried to outclass us. Tried. But they weren't able.
Which is exactly what they...
On Chelsea's best game of the season,
it wasn't even Chelsea's best game of the season. Chelsea's best game of the season was the game they played against Liverpool. That was their best game of the season. That was their best game of the season.
Was woeful.
No, but I get Damilare, as reluctant as I do agree with him. Chelsea was really good against Liverpool and should have won that game. But conversely, the Chelsea shouted about were leading a very poor Arsenal. Whichever you slice on, Arsenal were dreadful.
Poor.
Excuse me,
Arsenal wasn't poor.
They were poor. They were dreadful. The way you slice on.
That's taking away credit. What you're doing is taking away credit from what Chelsea, how Chelsea played.
Chelsea were leading 2-0 up against Arsenal that couldn't get themselves, and at the end of the day, they still could not take all 3 points. So what does that tell you about Chelsea?
That was clearly the manager not being able to manage the situation. It's all about game management that Pochettino could not effectively bring to the table.
He just made an excuse by saying Arsenal was a poor team.
Exactly. That's an excuse now.
That's an excuse. Arsenal put out their starting 11. And those players are Arsenal players.
No, forget about personnel. If Chelsea were leading 2-0, if Chelsea were leading 2-0, why did they not finish off Arsenal?
I agree. I am saying that Chelsea
that's
did
my
not
point.
finish. Arsenal should not make excuse that they were poor.
Chelsea
nullified
Arsenal.
that.
Whichever way you look
Chelsea.
at it, whether Chelsea nullified us or not, we were poor.
We were poor.
No.
So that's an
Chelsea made us
excuse.
poor.
You did not play your normal game of football because of what Chelsea brought to the
Did you
table.
win?
That's what we're saying.
Did you
So
win?
what-
No.
So what you should be doing,
Chelsea's plan was to take a draw.
Damilare, what you should be doing is giving credit to Chelsea
No
for the
credit.
way that they
No
played the
credit.
game.
No credit.
That's what you
They
should be
didn't win
doing.
the game. There's no credit to Chelsea. Odo, no credit, zero. No credit to Chelsea because they were leading 2-0
From 2-0, 72nd minute.
at home. I know.
Let's
No
read
credit.
a few
I
messages.
beg you. Chelsea form, I beg. That was as good as a loss. You threw away 2 points.
Jolie says the Eagle shocked everybody this morning. Carry on the pundit.
Thank you,
We've
Jerry.
also got this caller Wale Akindele who says, "Good morning, Sports Zone. Big Shags, is that what you call your street cred?"
Yes, it is.
Put French word there inside. I couldn't pronounce that one. Good morning to you, Uncle Charles, in the studio. To everyone. Good morning to only Uncle Charles in the studio. He at least gave Chelsea a chance. Shame on Uncle Shegun.
What's your problem, guy? Chelsea will win. I beg.
Finish the
These are
message
the-
now.
these
Why
are
are you
the-
reading
the
messages
close
half and
messages.
half?
I beg you.
I beg you for
beg.
not giving Chelsea
I beg.
1% of chance
I
against
beg.
that
Very
Poppy
poor Arsenal. You
Patch
couldn't beat
club.
them. I beg.
Arsenal Purple Patch.
This one here, Chooks up here says the pundit couldn't have picked a better song. We've also got this.
Thank you,
It says 2
Chooks.
goals down against Chelsea, and all I could think of was, man, Charles' predictions came through. We won't hear the end of
I'm
this.
telling you.
Thank God.
Azin.
I don't have to deal with that.
I won't have been able to sleep. Azin.
Ibrahim
Azin.
from Bagada says, "Good morning, Sports Zone family. Really do appreciate the good work. Please." Okay, the tickets. Somebody's asking. Ibrahim from Bagada is asking for his tickets. We've
Did
told
he
you
win?
come to 26.
Ibrahim, your name is not even, is his name on the list?
No, there was an Ibrahim in that one. I think.
Anyway, Ibrahim, we cannot even drop your ticket for you. You come here and you pick it up.
I mean,
one's
he said
gonna
we should drop it for you.
Make we
See
drop
what
him
happen.
for Bagada.
And for that, we should withdraw it and give it to somebody else. For even making
this
something
was-
suggestion.
My name is Nuruddin Omotayo. It says, when Charles was boasting last Friday that Chelsea would defeat Arsenal, I was just laughing because I knew that Chelsea cannot accomplish what Man City could not.
Exactly.
Gunners for life.
Thank you.
This says, it doesn't matter what Arsenal and their supporters' expectation was before the first ball was kicked at Stamford Bridge. The result of that day was 2 points dropped for Chelsea and 1 gain for Arsenal.
Points.
Chelsea completely... Huh?
Point.
Arsenal
Points.
dropped 2 points too.
Yes. Points.
I know.
From 2 goals down,
goals down.
away from home. Come on now.
They started at 0-0 now.
No, whatever.
Yeah,
I beg.
play boys.
Let's leave the nursery school analysis in
They started 0-0.
the crash.
They
I
don't give
beg.
Chelsea 2-0 at the
Morning,
beginning.
Sports
I
Zone.
beg you.
Trust you guys are good. So, my comment this morning is on the passing of Sababu Charlton. I mean, Sababu Charlton, one cannot say enough of him. An absolute legend of not just Manchester United, but English football generally. But for me, what makes him unique basically is he's of course we know that he was one of those guys that survived the Munich air crash, and after that, with all the trauma of losing his best mates and buddies, and he went ahead to win the World Cup with England, and if I'm not mistaken, and won a couple of trophies for Man United, and then paved the ways for other top guys there. That I think Steve Bruce mentioned that he really mentored him well, and stuff. So I mean, too bad. But then again, it is something he has lived a very, very good life, and I wish the family the fortitude to bear the loss of such a great icon and legend. All right, guys, have a lovely day. Peace out.
But who was that? But quick one on. It was Emmanuel from Manchester.
That was same one.
Okay, just getting out of bed or whatever. It's very cold over there, so I don't blame him. And it's always cold in Manchester. Quick one, the stats are absolutely brilliant. Bobby Charlton played 758 times for Manchester United, scored 249 goals, 106 times for England, scored 49 goals, won 3 league titles, 1 FA Cup, Champions. Sorry, well, what's the Champions League now?
Cup.
And no, not the. It was European Cup then. Yeah. And then the World Cup with England. Absolutely brilliant. But I'd just like to say, shame on I mean, kudos to all football fans in the UK, except for City fans who are booing and making a mockery and disgrace of themselves. And from a team that has no history whatsoever, you can't expect anything more, really. But Bobby Charlton, an absolute hero.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Ajegunle, and good morning, Femi. My name is Tope.
Hey, Tope, how now? Been a while. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing good. I don't want to talk about Arsenal. Arsenal is my club. I know we are not going to win the match. I mean, lose the match rather, because Chelsea couldn't have won. That is one. But I want to point out something here. Why would the Yimba FC go and play their home match, in a very big stadium as the one in Akwa Ibom? I mean, can't they find, a relatively smaller club, that their supporters will fill the purpose? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm really right about it, or it gives me a serious concern.
It's the African Super League, and CAF wants to make it a big tournament, more or less. So you can't play in Aba, obviously not.
But one thing that Topper has alluded to, and is what Chris Green alluded to here as well. We lose, our clubs lose something when they don't play at home.
You can't build a stadium now.
I'm just saying what is. We have to take that.
Aba Stadium is a shame.
It's decrepit. The pitch has always been good, but the stadium and its environment are not. But at the end of the day, that is home for them, their real home. And by the time you take a team from their real home to go and play or send away, do you understand? Then they lose their home advantage. I'm just saying, it's more of an explanation than an excuse.
Over $1 billion.
Whatever it is, you're still playing in your country.
But it's all home.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Charles, Mr. Shegun Agbede, and Tony Bailey. My name is Azania Omo-Agege.
Morning, Mr. Motosho.
Mr. Charles says on Friday, Chelsea is going to win. And you, Mr. Shegun Agbede, you responded that Chelsea will stop it to.
Yes.
Why are you changing the narrative this morning now?
I'm not. He's the one that changed the narrative now.
It's you.
You
are making it look as
it's
if,
you.
in as much as you are playing at home, you must win.
Yes, he must win.
Does Manchester United win all their matches they play at home?
No.
Why they bite your mouth?
But it's Chelsea.
Why they bite your mouth?
Well, it's Chelsea.
Let him talk.
Mr. Doroja Motosho.
Giving credit to Chelsea
for what?
For not allowing Arsenal to play the way they play Man City and getting the 3 points.
For throwing away 2-goal lead.
You are keeping the goal.
2-goal lead at home.
They lost a 2-goal lead.
Thank you, Motosho. Now people like
he lost a 2-goal lead. It's a 2-goal lead.
Thank you, Motosho. Thank you, Motosho. It's people like you that should actually be called the pundits.
The fake pundits. Even fake pundits. You see, that's one thing about life. People just see what they want to see. Somebody was claiming that Chelsea will win. Now they say that I said they wouldn't lose. Hey, which one is it?
This one here says, good morning. I would advise Her Excellency to add vocational training so that the ladies that can play football can gain from her initiative. It should be more than football. Ola from Lagos. Okay, players who can play football.
Ola, you're all right, but at least applaud her for doing something.
Yes.
There are many people out there that are just
Swiss
sitting.
account. Swiss account. Only they Luxembourg. They're different places. They'll do something.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, good morning. I salute you. Shegun.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shegun. I'm calling from Odessa.
Okay.
Yes. My coach. I don't know. I don't do much of that picture, but because I need to. I should come down to your studio to get the ticket.
Yes.
How do you want to get it?
Okay.
How would you have got it before? Shegun, now what for you? You know what? Or one time, maybe we'll give somebody else.
No. I'll come. I'll come.
Oh, you know what, Shegun? Send me I will come drop one for your house myself. I will come. Just wait for me. I'll come tomorrow. I'll come tomorrow. Just wait for me.
You know, I predicted that Chelsea will win 2-0, and you know we won 2-0. But
One vote.
I don't know. The enemies are just too much because those goals. In fact, I just want to just believe that it's somebody's prayer that is working against Chelsea. But don't worry.
It was my prayer.
Don't worry.
All right, thank you, Shegun.
Hello,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then. Don't worry. I'll come and drop your ticket tomorrow. Just wait.
Let's read through a few messages. Kelvin Isurulere says, I'm excited that the First Lady of Edo State is interested in development of sports in her home state. I can't remember any other First Lady in Nigeria that is so passionate about sports like Her Excellency. Congratulations, Madam. Chelsea trio. They surprised me, but almost doesn't count.
They did, especially that Mudrik goal. Did he mean it?
Well, Kelvin, remember the Aisha Buhari Cup? You know, that also helped in.
Is that going to continue?
Olumide in London.
I don't know.
Olumide in London. I saw
Everybody's sneaking.
I had the opportunity of watching Enyimba live yesterday on TNT Sports in the UK, and I must say I was really disappointed.
Wow.
This is the same team that will go on and win the Nigerian league. What does that say about the level of the league?
Olumide, well, we're not happy ourselves. We kind of exaggerate, but what can we do? We continue. Aluta continue.
On your interview with Her Excellency, it's difficult for such a program to continue with successive administration because it is named after the person occupying the office. But laudable initiative by her. Blessed from...
Blessed, it's not...
No, it's not. It's named after her.
It's named, exactly. It's not the Edo State football or whatever. It's named after the person. And the person continues to live. And so will the tournament.
And as I said, Blessed, I asked the most pertinent question of the interview. But asking whether it will continue after, and she explained in minute detail, what's going to happen.
When we talk about, remember the table tennis Ashojoba Cup? They've been playing it in Lagos for many years.
Yes,
and even when
even the Molade Okoya,
yes,
long tennis,
the name continued. It's still just pick up. The Nathaniel Idowu we mentioned, the son has picked up the legacy and has continued. So sometimes these things happen.
A quick one. I'll use my father as an example. When he was 70, he set up a scholarship fund, and which has run for 18 years. And before he passed away, he set up structures in place. So a trust fund that will fund the scholarship after he's gone, and he set up with CAC and everything. So it's a
exactly.
He has a board of directors, board of trustees, and everything. It's going to run in perpetuity.
So what I just did, I just countered your question now.
Countered my question? How?
Your pertinent question you asked.
Oh, you asked a pertinent question. Clap for yourself.
No, I'm saying I counted your pertinent question.
No, you didn't, because that was pertinent.
You asked the woman how it would continue.
The woman, the first lady.
You asked the first lady.
And she has such a young voice, and that's the last of
I read more messages. Peter from Ogba says, happy posthumous birthday to late Rashidi Yekini. Very true. Today he's on Google icon.
Wow, wow. That's an
the
icon
most
indeed.
lethal and potent striker I ever saw to wear the number 9 jersey for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Thanks to Google for doing a doodle for Yekini's memory today.
October 23rd, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro Don says, good morning, guys. Kudos to Wilfred Ndidi and Karim Adeyemi for the great job they are doing at the Maracana in Ajegunle. Adeyemi is also organizing a football tournament in Ibadan. I remember he had one at the start of this year. Yeah. On the Chelsea-Arsenal game, referees and VAR inconsistency was again on display. Why did VAR not award a penalty kick for the dangerous foul by Sanchez?
That was a penalty.
Jesus.
That should have been that was a Stonewall penalty. Because when Onana did, the whole world was crying. Sanchez, that was a penalty.
Okay.
That clear penalty was a penalty.
This one says, when Finidi George left his primary job, which is Enyimba, he will be gallivanting with the national team. Now the result, we deceased. Some of the names in the Enyimba jersey was written with chalk in 2023. Ogenevoke from Boyle Street. Vivian says, good morning, guys. Charles, you just said our league players are not good enough. At the same time advocating for them to be included in the Super Eagles squad.
Vivian, I've never advocated. So what I say, what I usually say.
Super Eagles.
Hang on for me, I'm here. I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
What I've always said is that the Super Eagles manager has a right to pick any player that plays for the Super Eagles. If he decides to pick 11 players from the MPFL, it's his responsibility. but it's got to be the best legs available. That's always been my stand, and it's not going to change.
CEO Africa in London says, may God bless those players and everyone who has made that place what it is today. I went on to put up a small history as well about how his mother used to flog him back in the day for playing. Okay, let's take some WhatsApp calls. Let them feel like one of us too.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Olukarade.
Okay.
Good morning, Ogoshegun, Okofemi, Mr. Charles. Good morning, everyone.
Tell me, actually,
why not call me uncle? Don't worry, this guy now.
Somebody's actually calling you uncle. Tell me, old Gen Z, somebody's calling you uncle.
Man.
Go ahead, Olukarade.
Kade, why did you meet your call?
Oh, God, don't call him with that. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good guys for the studio. First of all, I'd like to talk about Sir Bobby Charlton, who actually passed on. I think it kind of inspired mine to get that win, because I felt Sheffield, had a good game, and it just kind of motivated them, and seeing that was scoring that goal, I think that was phenomenal. And for the game of the Chelsea Arsenal game, there were so many wrong calls. I think that Saliba penalty was a harsh one, very, very harsh, because that was just the natural position. And I mean, for the fact that they gave that penalty to Chelsea because maybe Arsenal didn't have any shot on target until that 70 minutes. I think that game was just, kind of, it favored Chelsea in every way, but Chelsea will always be Chelsea, and I mean, they really mixed up. And I think Arsenal just didn't, rise up to the occasion, and maybe I think Arteta is beginning to overthink as well. I mean, why would you keep a party? And I don't know if you try to rekindle a Chelsea Arsenal beaten. I don't understand.
Okay.
All right. Before you take another call, Damilare, you were at the whatchamacallit game, Remo. Can you give us a very brief synopsis of the game since you were there, and maybe you can read out the results for the MPFL this weekend?
Direction. First MPFL away game, like traveling down to Remo to go and watch the game. It was a beautiful scene. Remo Stadium, very beautiful. Remo Stadium is just like a beautiful woman, all up with makeup, and once rain falls,
waterlogged pitch.
Okay, rain didn't fall for more than 10 minutes, and the pitch was waterlogged. That was why the game was delayed for almost an hour. It was a beautiful game. Both teams played beautiful football. Remo had a clear-cut penalty, which was given to them. Same way Sporting Lagos had a clear-cut penalty.
But it wasn't given.
It wasn't given.
But Sporting scored first.
Sporting scored first. Remo came back with a beautiful goal. But Sporting's goal was also a very, very beautiful walked goal, playing out from the back. That was it, and it was a beautiful stadium. Sporting Lagos were noisy as they have always been, and you could see from their striker when they scored their second goal, when he was jubilating, the camera was so close to him, and it was like, they go keep quiet now. They go keep quiet.
Why do you think that the penalty wasn't given in favor of Sporting? Especially knowing that you're wearing a Sporting Lagos jersey. But if you can you look at it from the perspective of the referee, and just think maybe why?
Didn't see it. The linesman saw it because you could see the ref pointing to the linesman.
Okay, so the ref was unsighted,
yes,
but the assistant referee saw it.
But the assistant referee was pointing to his stomach, that the ball hit the player on the stomach. But everybody in the stadium saw that.
That was a handball.
So if we had a VAR...
But if the assistant referee said it was a stomach and his job...
It's online, you could check online, the ball hit him on the hand. It was clear-cut penalty. But the assistant referee...
He choked.
Yeah, he could claim that he didn't see it. But it was... Everybody saw
So referee and assistant referee didn't see what the fans saw?
Yes, it's possible. It's possible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's possible now.
Okay.
It's possible. If there was VAR on the stadium, that penalty would have been given. But it was a beautiful game of football. the two things played beautiful football. And Remo, they were a good host. There was no crowd trouble. When we were going home, they were clapping.
You guys go there for Vuvuzelas?
We were noisy. We were very noisy. In fact, at the time, we were more. It looked like we were at home. Do you understand? And when we were going, you could hear them saying, "We'll go meet now for Lagos." You could see the. If you go on social media, Remo Stars, they really bantered Sporting Lagos.
So you had a sizable amount of fans there.
Yes, we were over 200. We went with like 4 buses.
Wow, okay.
And so many people traveled with their own personal cars also. So it was beautiful to see. We just hope more privately owned club will spring up, because these are the things that. But
does Remo create the kind of atmosphere that you guys create at Bobology?
Remo, they were very quiet.
Very quiet.
We just came to see them.
So they don't have a gym. They don't have a hype master.
No,
they don't have all that.
They don't have all that. They don't have all that. No, they can't. You can't match Lagos.
Okay, cool.
You can't match the epic corner of Lagos.
How many teams in Lagos, in the MPFL, have hype masters? This is just something that's, because Sporting Lagos is run by what I would refer to as the younger generation, and they have a model in mind. They're going in a direction in which they visualize, from leagues outside of the country.
Yes,
so
true, very true.
when you look at all the other traditional teams in the country, they're a bit older than Sporting Lagos, are much older. So you wouldn't have that sort of fan base. In Kano, when Kano Pillars played Rivers United, it was jam-packed.
That place always is.
But you're not going to have Kano Pillars fans blowing vuvuzelas or
they can go and bring them.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
But if more clubs are privately owned, I think we would enjoy football.
It depends on who owns the club. Depends on who owns the club. There's another club. There's another club side in the NNL that will begin. Once the NNL starts at the end of the month. They're known as Inter Lagos. They just recently, also bought a spot in the NNL, Inter Lagos, and the whole idea of the club is fashioned after Sporting Lagos. So you're going to have that kind of atmosphere as well. Huh? The owner. It's 2 young boys, 2 young individuals. Just bought up the spot recently, and they're going to make as much noise as Sporting Lagos as well.
But what I would think
is going to be beautiful.
What I'd say is that I think other teams could do well, or they could do worse. If they, if they, could do well if they follow the Sporting Lagos.
I don't.
I mean, not necessarily. It doesn't have to know what I'm talking about generating. Because
if you look at,
like you said, I think about the history of the club. Some clubs have got histories old enough to say they know the sort of supporters. They wouldn't do what Sporting Lagos is. Sporting Lagos is more of like Gen Z in quotes. More of Gen Z in quotes.
If you look at when we are at Mobolaji Stadium, and the amount of jerseys that are sold on that day, and the amount of...
That's what I'm talking about, basic things.
People pay 5,000 naira for the VIP, and it's jam-packed, it's full.
I'm saying that Kano Pillars has a history. Now, Kano Pillars have their core fans. You not ask some of their core fans to come in and you bring a hype man.
Kano Pillars is 1 in 20. We're talking about we're talking about stadiums. We're talking about teams that don't fill their stadiums. They can do better. Everybody in the MPF, otherwise we'll be where we are.
But Sporting Lagos don't fill the stadiums either.
No, because Sporting Lagos is about how many years? Just one.
What we are saying that if you go outside of Lagos, how many people will come to those venues? Lagos even has the advantage of the numbers, and even Sporting Lagos is not still filling up Bolaji Johnson with all the attention and the buzz. Anyway, it's a long journey. It's a long process.
And what I'm saying is, if the MPFL the teams are hidebound in the way they do things, they're not going to improve.
What we need to improve is our football. It's not about the supportership. It's the football.
It's all part of it. It's
football itself. Also, football is good.
Like you Sporting Lagos play good football.
Oh yeah, no one's gonna. Are you also one of those that think that the goalkeeper should be fast tracked into the Super Eagles?
No, of course not. I'm sorry. Of course not.
Okay.
How about Remo's goalkeeper?
No, he's worse. He's not.
Darry, God bless you.
He's not good enough.
So what you said, none of them is
none of those two. I watched them. None of those two.
Is good. So you are saying this boy is better. Francis is better than those two.
He's not better. He's not. I won't say better. But you won't put. You are looking for 8/10. Somebody is 5. You are not bringing somebody that is 6. What's the difference? I'm just saying. I'm not saying anybody's 5 or 6.
Anyway,
there's no difference.
Sam from Ayetoro says, "Good morning, Sports Zone. What in the Adeyemi has done is presently worthy. I am particularly impressed with that Adeyemi has been given to this country, especially since he represents the German national team. And it's not even the first time he's doing something like this. He's been doing so with his Karim Adeyemi Foundation. Thank you very much." Let's take this one.
hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing?
Fine.
This is Anazodo Musa.
Hey, Ambassador, how are you? I didn't know you had time for sports. I know you are very, very into current and politics.
I always listen. Because of Charles, that's why I don't
How?
When you not to predict or to predict fast. Do the water show. Don't care. Be Baba Shende alone. The Chelsea against the Man U Lola. Stamina. Just take it easy. Although Chelsea form my hand, yes, Saturday, honestly. Form my hand. That's why I did not take it up with Ajegunle. So don't worry. Chelsea just give us the match. Give us the 3 points. What? Tomorrow is another day. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, Abba.
I'm fine. Thank you for calling.
Let's take a few of the messages. Peter Ayorinde from Anthony says, on Amber playing like set football, Uncle Shegun, excuse of mentality inadequacy should be on the plate. I support Mr. Charles that we don't have good enough players in Nigeria. We concentrate mostly on attacking products a lot. Everybody wants to be scoring goals. Goes on to list a few issues: technical ability, tactical knowledge, physical attributes, mental skills of the players. I says I've not even mentioned sports science and nutrition. This one here says, what's the update with the Super Falcons? I hope the NFF gets Renaud Pedros now that it's available. And let's do away with Randy Waldron, please. Favor for my Jeremy. That's the former coach of Morocco, yes.
That's not his name. Renaud.
No. The female coach. The one that left for Vidal to come in. We've got this one here that says, see as soon as join hand together, finish me about the ticket. Anyways, please the address to this video. At what time range should I come in?
Ibrahim, the show is on Sunday. You can come anytime between today and Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, anytime at all.
Ibrahim, this is from me to you. Ibrahim, send me your address. I'll come and drop it for you at home. Just chill.
And it's 26 Kefi Street. 26 Kefi Street of our Road.
Google direct you. You are lost. Makandiko, he says, good morning, Charles and the pundits. Arsenal was worse on the day. Otherwise, it would have been a basketball game. Especially that penalty given was suspect. Arsenal does not need to go extra practice to shape Chelsea. And all I just heard, excuses. Let's take a phone call. WhatsApp.
You know, go read a short message.
I don't think it has dropped yet.
It has actually.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Look at the calling back again. So make us still talk up again. Okufemi, I'm greeting you, sir.
Good morning.
Don't worry. And I have a reason why I'm saying Okufemi, because he doesn't read messages. You send message like this. He has like the special people who read their message.
Yes, so you know.
When you do the needful, I'll start reading your own.
Exactly. You have to settle.
I've said uncle now, because Yoruba will say, like, you know, Yoruba people that will first call you uncle before they insult you. So I'm calling uncle first. Read our message too. So basically, I'll start by saying, with regards to Arsenal-Chelsea match, I wasn't expecting Chelsea to play that good, but I've never seen a team overrated as Arsenal, as the way their fans are making them feel. Like, even with the predictions I had last week, even Femi himself was saying Chelsea to lose, making it feel like, Arsenal was going to beat Chelsea. Even Uncle Shegun, so showing that they all rated Arsenal very high. And with what Arsenal played, it is not about they playing poorly; they were not good.
Thank you.
They were not good.
Okay, so they were not good and they played poorly.
What have they won?
Where are they now on the table?
Yeah,
where are they on the table?
Second. But have they won
that's
it? What have they won with it? They are second.
How do you get to second?
You are second. You have no trophy to show for it. I'd rather even pick a Man U that is fourth that has a trophy than an Arsenal who is second who doesn't have a trophy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
So that's
Thank you very
they
much.
are so overrated.
Thank you.
In regards to that.
My brother, send me your account number.
Thank you very much. Let's see. So I did not say Aisha message. How come? We'll see what Man United will do against Arsenal. Don Lexi has said that one.
They beat us though. So
this one says Arsenal fans saying they were poor and not admitting Chelsea outclassed them is funny. You went into a game confident you beat your opponent, but your team met what they were not prepared for. Philip from Ikorodu.
Hey, but Philip, wait to be the score at the end of that. Chelsea were leading 2-0.
Chelsea didn't lose.
But they didn't win either.
I'm Emeka Buffon. I'm still waiting for you guys' reaction to the news.
What news?
Austin from Abulegba says, thank God Chelsea did not win. Charles would have bullied everyone in the studio today.
You know the thing about this, Austin, if Chelsea had won, I wouldn't have been here today. Because most times, silence is the best answer.
I beg you.
I wouldn't have been here.
Whether you come, whether you don't come, you don't change anything.
So this one, Remy, says, disagreeing with the sender sounds like censorship, right? So Remy, why we censor? You can't come and insult people without facts or proof. For me, I don't agree with it. I'm the one reading the message, and I think that's wrong. Saying somebody is chopping money.
Besides, Remy, it's not everything that everybody says that must be read out. Yeah. You know, we get very many messages here that insult personalities, and we can't read them all just because we're trying to be objective or supposedly fair or woke. You know, so we can't do that. That's not censorship. That's being mature.
What about
what was that?
I beg.
That person no wake up.
I beg.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my people. This is Sebastian here.
Hey, Sebastian, how now? Long time.
I'm calling from the diaspora.
Okay, from area.
From area, yeah.
Area.
How you guys doing?
We do.
Let me just call you guys and just hear your voice. Though I'm listening to you people. Yeah, the lag time is much better now. But at least just to say, guys, you guys are doing a wonderful job. I'm forgetting the wife of the governor today. Charlie, I drop my heart for you.
You know how I do.
And I say, well done for what you guys do every day. And you see, I'm just finished my meeting and I'm still listening on my small app. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
My ear and I'll be listening.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
You are doing a good job.
Hello, good morning.
Have a lovely week ahead.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, Shegun. Good morning,
Chief. How are you?
Good morning.
Very well, thank you. That match, the match between Arsenal and Chelsea, I did predict that Chelsea was going to lose. A good team, a champion, would not lose after having been leading by 2 goals. 1 goal in the first half, another in the early minutes of the second half.
All right.
And then you allowed an away team to upturn that. And then some of you are celebrating.
I wonder.
I don't understand it.
Yes, so.
I just do not understand
All
it.
right, thank you so
Arsenal
much.
is over Chelsea and is senior to Chelsea.
Right
and
now.
that is what we have seen.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sir.
For somebody,
Good night to Sports Zone.
For somebody who said Arsenal was going to wallop Chelsea. Anyway, we're done. Thank you all for listening.